about a MBR and master boot record GUID partition table. Okay. So guys, this is my hard disk. So hard disk contains partitions, right? Hard disk having a partitions. C drive, D drive, E drive, like that we have a partitions in hard disk. So why we need a partitions? To store data separately. I want to store my operating system files in one partition. I want to store my music files separately, my personal files, my virtual machine files. Okay. I will show my hard disk partitions. C drive contains operating system and my applications and the personal data. Personal data means on your desktop, what is the data? That data is stored in C drive only. Okay, in documents, you save any document, automatically shows the path to documents only. You download something, should store in your downloads folder by default. Okay, music, pictures, videos, saved games. You play a game and you save the game, right? So this stage, from this stage onwards you will pay. Okay, you save the game. So the saved games data, your favorites, links, contacts, these are all stores in your C drive only. So how it is, like you can go to the C drive. In the C drive, go to users. This is my username. You can see this is my username. So in my username, you can see all my personal data, including some applications related data also there. If I open my desktop from here, see all my desktop data and shortcuts are showing in here. Want to see more clarity? So these are all in my desktop. Show you in my desktop directly. This is the desktop. So what are the data you kept on the desktop? It is stores in your C drive only. Same way, documents. So this is the documents. It is showing my documents kind of information, right? So my documents with things are there. Originally, it stores in your C drive. Users. In this one, you can go to documents folder. So this is the documents folder. There you can find it. Same way, pictures. Music files, video files. Okay. So what are the data under your username? This is called a profile data. This is called a personal data or a profile data. Means data in your documents, pictures, videos, music, all these things we call it as a profile data. So in our hard disk, we create a partition is what is the C drive it stores in Windows is your operating system and your applications. Yeah, of course, I didn't show application part, right? See, program files x86, program files, because this machine is 64-bit machine. Program files represent 64-bit application. If I install any 64-bit application, the application is stores here. We are accessing through shortcut, but original application is stored here only. Okay, the application is stored here only. Okay. Program files, see program files. What is C program files x86? Guys, this is Windows 10. So Windows 7, Windows 8, 8.1, Windows 10, of course, next Windows 11 also same thing. You can install both 32-bit as well as a 64-bit in a 64-bit machine. So your laptop is 64 or desktop is 64-bit laptop or desktop it is. You can install both 32-bit as well as a 64-bit application. Not operating system and drivers, applications you can install. Both 32-bit as well as 64. Install 32-bit applications. So see the Brave software, it is a browser. Adobe Reader, some Acros software. This is related to game. Okay, this is the game it is stored. So that is, I think I downloaded 32-bit version. So it is showing a 32. See HP application, not drivers, HP drivers, it is application. Okay. So you can see these are all 32-bit applications. When I install 32-bit application, it's stored in program files x86. Program files, if you install a 64-bit application, it's stored here in a 64-bit app. It's stored in the program files. Okay. So this is another folder. Okay. So your applications, your operating system, and your personal data or a profile data stored in your C drive. Next, another drive is I am going to D drive. So D drive, I store drivers mainly. My operating system related drivers are stored in C drive only. It's better to keep a copy aside. So anytime you require, and small games also there. Small size game because D drive is a very small in size. It's around 25 GB only. The E drive, so all our class related folders. For your HCL, now I'm stopped creating a batch wise folders because I'm not sharing anything separately. So earlier we use to teach in the notepad files. Now I created a single document, right? So for that time, every batch having a separate notepad files, separate pictures are there, separate videos are there. Okay. Now everything is from here. Single document. These are cognizant batches. Okay. Some are my laptop data. Okay. Some personal files. My practices, like you can see, project. Okay, so project means usually I practice Python related. Okay, so I will store here most of them. Git projects related, Git practice related. So I'll keep it on one side. And another one is F drive is mainly my personal files, my documents, my all kind of stuff. So this is Z drive. Z drive is mainly I store in the Z drive operating system download files, application download files. You can see these are all different operating system: Windows 10, Windows Server 2016, Windows Server 2019, CentOS operating system, like the different operating system. This is a Unix operating system. Okay. And app folder is for applications. What are the application I download, I keep it in here only. Okay. And one more important, very big one is this one. These drives. Okay. Okay. These are the virtual machine folders. Virtual machine folders. So when I create a virtual machine, I kept in one folder. So I created a multiple virtual machine. So then it is showing multiple folders. So I have to delete lot of data it is, but I'm not at deleting. So I will delete. Okay. So again, I have to create new ones. Guys, this is the main purpose of creating a partitions to keep a data or regular data separately in the different partitions. So mainly C drive contains your main operating system, applications, and your personal data. And other drives are used for storing your music files, application download files, or maybe movies, or maybe pictures. You have to, for a document, you can separately store. Okay, guys, understand that point?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Okay, so this is a hard disk. This hard disk, okay, where we're talking in a hard disk manner. This is a hard disk. When I insert a new hard disk, when you insert a hard disk, you have to initialize the hard disk as a MBR or a GPT. You have to initialize the disk as MBR or a GPT. Guys, to manage disk, we have to go to disk management. We can go to run or search also no problem. So Diskmgmt.msc. Actually, I have two hard disks. So disk 0, disk 1. Okay. So if you right click on disk 0 in mine, convert into MBR. And disk 1 is convert into GPT. Why? Because it is when I insert this second hard disk, it asks it is MBR or GPT. I initialize as a MBR type only. That's it is telling convert into GPT. Of course, for you, I am going to insert a new hard disk. Okay, so this is a virtual hard disk, just for you to show how the virtual means it shows the hard disk part. Okay, so here it is. I'm creating something around a 20 GB hard disk. No volume, just 20 GB hard disk. Later I will delete it. See, if you can able to see this one. What is this? Disk 2. The new hard disk, it is not initialized. You can see not initialized. If you right click and initialize the disk, if you right click and initialize the disk, it is asking, do you want to initialize as a MBR or GPT? Do you want to initialize as a MBR or a GPT? Okay. What to do with this one or this one? Okay. Sure. This is give closer look. See this disk 2. When I right click, it is initialize. You have to initialize the disk as a MBR or a GPT. Okay. If you initialize as a MBR, what will happen? If you initialize as a GPT, what will happen? What it is, why it is making sense? Okay, so we'll see that. If you initialize as a MBR, MBR means master boot record. So I will give you that data now. Initialize as a MBR, what will happen? You can create a 4 primary partitions. You can create a 4 primary partitions. So one primary I created, another primary I created, another primary I created, and another primary I created. So in a old Windows operating system, you have a choice like a like a XP 2000, 2003 time, you created a 3 primary, that 4th primary also we are created. And if any disk is left over, you cannot use it. For example, take 500 GB hard disk. This is 50 GB. This is, for example, 50. This is 100. This is 50, for example. Totally 250, right? So this is remaining 250. We can't use it. Can't use it. So that is maximum of allowing 4 primaries. You know. So what you have to do? Either you have to adjust the partitions things. Either you make it as a, this is as a primary, this is another primary, and this is completely one primary. Or 3 primaries. Either you choose 4 primaries. Nowadays, when from Vista onwards, Windows Vista 7, Windows 8, Windows 10, so you can create a partitions automatically. First 3 partitions are primary partitions automatically. You don't need to mention primary or not. Okay, automatically first 3 partitions are primary partition. Okay, when you're creating a 4th partition, that is a logical drive. That is called a logical drive. The 4th partition automatically a logical drive in extended partition. Only one extended partition it is. Okay, like this. This is become one extended partition. Inside it will create. Inside it will create the logical partitions. So these are the primary partitions. Okay, and this is extended partition. Entire remaining become one extended partition. Inside you can create a multiple logical drives. You can create it. Okay, so here it is. If you are initialized as a MBR, you can create 3 primary partition and 1 extended. Remaining is extended. In extended, you can create a logical drives, multiple logical drives. Okay, 3 primaries, entire remaining become extended. In that one, logical drives. And one more condition is there, that is the partition. Any partition, the maximum size of the partition is 2 terabyte. It is up to 2 terabyte. Each partition size maximum you can create a 2 terabyte. Of course, we are using a 1 terabyte, 2 terabyte, 4 terabyte hard disk. Even 4 terabyte also, a lot of people are not using. Okay, but if you are may have a 10 terabyte of hard disk, for example, you got 10 terabyte of hard disk. So you can create a 2 terabyte kind of partitions with it. Okay, so in general it is okay, guys. This is MBR, and very important to in MBR, guys. MBR or GPT, it is there is a small size is around 512 bytes size. One sector is created 512 byte size start of the hard disk. So 512 bytes of data, one table is created. A table is created at start of the hard disk. Hard disk having so many tracks and sectors. The first sector of a hard disk, the size is 500 bytes, contains a table. Okay, that is MBR table, master boot record table only it is. Okay, table or a record it is. What it contains? It contains information about partitions. how many primary partitions are there, what is extended partition, logical drive information, where is operating system drive, where is operating system drive, where is the bootable files are located, where is operating system files located, where is bootable files are located, where is the bootloader is located. That information available in this record only. So you initialize the MBR, automatically MBR record will be created on your hard disk. That record contains information about your hard disk, about the partitions, partition sizes, partition locations, and your operating system related information means where is the bootable files, bootloader file, operating system files. That information is available in the your MBR record. Guys, understand this part? So there is a record. This is a actual MBR record stores here only. Guys, next one is GPT. For example, you initialize as a GPT. You initialize as a GPT. What will happen? So there is no extended type. You can create a 128 primary partitions. Okay, directly 128 partitions. You can create it. No extended, no logical drives. No extended, no logical drives. Of course, as I said earlier, this also contains information about your partition information. Okay, your how many partitions are created and location of those partitions, sizes, and sector wise what is the size. It will be there in this GPT record. Okay, in this table or a record contains information about your partitions, operating system information, bootloader information, everything stored in GPT. And we can create 128 primary partitions straight away. No extended, no logical drives concept it is. And single partition size, you take one single maximum size is more than 2 terabytes. You can create more than 2 terabyte, up to 2 terabyte, more than 2 terabytes of partition size you can create it. You can say up to is as per certain textbook it is 18 EV. 18 EV. Okay, 18 EV. This is the difference between MBR and GPT. So I told one point. What is that point? When you are inserting a new hard disk, either it is MBR type or a GPT type, you have to initialize. Okay, that is one point I told. But there is another point is there, guys. Think like this. You have a fresh system. There is a fresh computer, no operating system, nothing is there. Just you assembled a complete system, like there is a hardware and CPU, RAM, and other things. Okay, so and you have put a hard disk, new hard disk, fresh hard disk. It does not contain anything. Okay, so you assemble a new computer, or maybe you've taken a new laptop. You know, nowadays maximum laptops are coming with a Windows 10 or Windows 11 operating system. With a certain operating, some desktops comes with Ubuntu. Some desktops are not no OS. They said DOS. DOS even it does not mean anything. It does not contain any basic operating system also. Okay, so no operating system kind of stuff. Or if you inserted a new fresh hard disk for your new laptop, or maybe your laptop hard disk is gone, you insert a new hard disk freshly. Okay. In that cases, I'm telling in that cases, what is the type of MBR or it is GPT? Hard disk can be MBR or GPT, right? Because without operating system, no operating system, no disk management. These tools, no interaction, no operating system, no interaction with your system. Okay. So while you are installing operating system, so it must be initialized as a MBR type or GPT type. Guys, understand that one? So no operating system, we cannot say it is MBR or GPT. We can't initialize as a MBR or GPT. It's a new hard disk. So while you are installing operating system, so second one is while you are installing OS, hard disk should be initialized as a MBR type or GPT. If you're not initialized, you can't create a partitions. If you cannot create a partition, means it has to be initialized, then only we can install. Next step, there must be a partition, then file system, then OS installation. Okay, then OS installation. Okay, it does not mean compulsory you have to create a multiple partition, guys. It's a single partition also you should create it. Okay, we can create a single partition, even that is also a partition. Enter 500 GB as a single partition, that is also a partition. Okay, it does not think like this, like a compulsory multiple partition kind of stuff. Okay, so while I'm installing operating system, there is two things. If you are using BIOS version, your laptop or a desktop working with the BIOS, and you are installing an operating system, then disk will be initialized as a MBR. Disk will be initialized as a MBR. Okay, yours is BIOS. Your firmware version instead of BIOS, you are using a UEFI, and you are installing a operating system. Okay, any latest operating system, mainly any latest operating system, 64-byte normally we are using nowadays. Any operating system, 64-bit, of course. New operating system, for example, Windows 8, 8.1, Windows 10, Windows 11, Enterprise Linux means Red Hat Enterprise Linux, or CentOS 7, 8, later versions. So automatically it is initialized as a GPT. If you install older operating system, for example, you install a Windows 7, it initializes as a MBR. Means operating system support also required. Operating system support is also required. Here it is. MBR and GPT are a partition styles. This is nothing but a these are the partition style. Okay. So when you insert a new fresh hard disk, so automatically it asks you initialize as a MBR type or a GPT type. Initialize as a MBR type or a GPT type. Okay, initialize as a MBR type or GPT type. So when we install operating system in fresh system, means hard disk does not contain anything. Okay, so yours is BIOS type of firmware, it will initialize as a MBR. If you are having a UEFI firmware and OS is latest means UEFI supported, it is initialized as a GPT. Okay. If it is UEFI and you are installing Windows 7, it is initialized as MBR only. Okay. That is another point. Okay. What is the difference between MBR and GPT? What is the difference between MBR and GPT? Okay. So what is MBR, guys? Master board record. You can create a 4 primary partitions. You can create 4 primary partitions or 3 primary partitions, 1 extended. In extended, you can create a multiple logical drives. So maximum partition size, each partition size is support is 2 terabyte. It is one partition is created. This is second partition, third partition, fourth partition, fifth partition, and sixth partition. Like this, you can able to create. Okay, but here it is primary partition. First primary completed, second primary completed. So in Windows 7 and onwards, okay, 3 primaries you can able to do. Fourth partition onwards, it is a logical drive. Okay, it's not logical partition, guys. Everything is logical partition only, but these are a logical drives. Of course, this is a free space, that's why I left like that only. Okay, the other logical drives are under extended partition. Okay, extended partition, and of course, in this one we have a small kind of stuff that is the MBR record also there. Record. Okay, so this record contains information about your partitions, operating system location, like a bootloader location and everything. This is known as an extended partition. This is specifically extended partition. one more line is required now. So it is everything come up. What is GPT? GUID partition table. Same picture. It is easy if you are putting a table kind of stuff or paintbrush. Like this, you can create a multiple number of partitions. How many partitions we can create in GPT? The last one I will remove because still it has to go. How many number of partitions you can create it? How many number of partitions we can create? No one is telling.
So 128.
128 partitions. Very good. Okay. It is also having a record which contains information about your partitions. But it contains two sides, two parts, like both sides, starting and ending, as recent information. Earlier, even we are not sure. As recently we got this information. So it contains two times. It is record is available. It is one time starting only, but both the times. Okay, guys, this is having 128 partitions. Okay, and each partition support is more than 2 terabyte it will support as per certain official textbooks 18 EB. If you search in a Google, you may get a 9.2 ZB kind of stuff. But as I've seen Red Hat Enterprise Linux textbooks and Microsoft Windows Server related textbooks, it is 18 EB. Okay. And MBR master boot record, it support maximum partition size is 2 terabyte, and we can create 3 primary and the fourth one automatically a logical drive in the extended partition. The entire remaining become one extended partitions. Okay, guys, this is MBR and GPT partition styles. Okay.
Sir.
Yeah, tell me.
18 EB means how much?
Very good. I have to write somewhere, so I need a notepad at least. Normally, guys, maybe you missed these points. That's why I'm telling. What is a bit? 0 or 1?
Smallest memory unit.
The smallest memory unit. So it is 0 or 1. The value is can be 0 or 1. Only one single binary bit. One single binary bit, either 0 or 1. What is byte? It is 8 bits, means 8 zeros or ones. Maybe 8 are zeros or 8 are ones or some zeros, some ones, but 8 binary numbers called a byte. What is kilobyte? This byte represented in capital always. This bit is always small letters. This is kilobyte. This is called a kilobyte. This is we represent in a bytes. This represent in bits. Kilobytes. 1024 bytes. Kilobit 1024 bit B. Okay, small b. Okay, so if you take megabyte, okay, 1024 kilobytes. Again, 1024 times of kilobyte is megabyte. Next one is gigabyte. 1024 MB. So you have wanted 10 MB. Sorry, you wanted 10 GB. 10 into 1024 MBs. Okay. Next one is terabyte. 1024 TB.
1024 GB.
GB. 1024 GB.
Yeah, sorry. Very good. 1024 GB. Means you have a 2 terabyte hard disk. Means 2 into 1024 GB kind of stuff. You have to calculate like that. Okay, what is the next one is petabyte, zettabyte, terabyte. Still so many are there. That's why I type here.
Sir, hello. Hello.
Now tell me.
I have joined around 11 a.m. sir because of network issue. Please mark my attendance.
What is your name? Okay.
Ijaz Alam. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so there's somewhere table is there. That's what I'm trying to search because we should not give wrong information. Exabyte, petabyte, terabyte. Where is zettabyte?
Sir, I have found out zettabyte means 10 lakh terabyte.
That is okay, but yeah, this is good. Yeah, it is more than EV. More than EV. This is the list. Terabyte, petabyte, exabyte. So what is this? Okay, yeah, so yottabyte. Next one is yottabyte. So what where we list mistake? This is. Next is zettabyte. Next one is yottabyte. So zettabyte is a bigger. So terabyte, petabyte, terabyte, and zettabyte and yottabyte. Still so many bytes are there. Okay, so many are there, but this is the list. So why I kept empty this one? It is always 1 petabyte means 1024 terabytes. 1 terabyte means 1024 into 1024 terabyte. Always it is multiple. means you have 1 terabyte of hard disk means 1024 1 terabyte of hard disk you have taken, then that many things are there. 1024 into 1024 into is a terabyte. Okay, so petabyte is 1024 times, and 1024 times is terabyte means you take 1 terabyte of hard disk, and now it is 1024 terabytes of hard disk you have to take it into 1024 terabytes of hard disk you have to take it, then that much big one. It's a continuous, I don't need to write it. Okay. Very good. So normally, guys, you ask simple question, right? What is this terabyte or zettabyte, terabyte means? Normally, some people think it is a very small. Why should we bother about it? It's not main thing. Is it interview question they will ask or not? Okay, but do not ignore even it is a very small thing. That's why I told you. It's not even. It's not like it is very important point or not important point. There is nothing like a unimportant point. Even sometimes in interview or maybe while you are working, maybe while you are attending an interview for your project, means not only this interview, like later project related interviews or maybe while you are working, any small details also important. And another importance is there. I will tell you how to do the disk partitioning. That time it is very useful. This information is very useful. Okay, that's the point. Guys, you can do disk management. This is a disk management. You have an hard disk and you want to create a partitions, or you can do some other things like you can do it. So you can go to command prompt. Okay, open command prompt as a run as a administrator and type DISKPART command. Okay, type DISKPART command. That is one way. So look at here. I'm going to search. In search only I've opened CMD, then run as a administrator. Run as a administrator. Okay, just I click on run as administrator. It says to be open. Yes. Then it is open now. DISK. PART, capital or small letter, no problem. So it is my DISKPART command. I am using a list disk. I have a 2 hard disk plus 20 hard disk is also interested in a new hard disk I inserted. Disk 0 is GPT type of partition. It is a GPT. Disk 1 is not GPT. It is not a GPT. And disk 2 it's not GPT or MBR, so we don't know yet. And you can see DNY means dynamic. Is it a dynamic disk or not? It is not a dynamic disk, no star in it. And also you want to create any partitions here, or you want to initialize the disk, or you want to create a partition, or you want to remove the partitions. So you want to do it, you can do in the DISKPART. Different command set are available. You can type help or anything. So you will find a different type of command sets are here. So you can try active, add, assign a drive letters kind of stuff, attaching, auto mount, break, clean, compact, convert, create, delete, detail, detach. So these are different commands. You can use it to manage your disk. One is through command line, that is called a DISKPART command. Another one is a Diskmgmt. Already I showed how to open Diskmgmt. Okay, you can initialize the disk. You can make a disk as offline, online. You can convert a disk into basic to dynamic. You can convert disk into MBR to GPT or vice versa. Okay, so and in a disk management, you can create a new volume. Simple volume means a partition. You can shrink a volume, you can extend a volume, you can delete a volume, means partition. And you can create a different write levels also, like a simple volume, spanned volume, stripped volume, mirror, write file kind of volumes also you can able to create it. Of course, we will get these two options only three, maximum these options. The last option you may not getting here. Okay, so this is the use of disk management. So here in this one already I kept this picture in your PC, guys. First of all, I want to do initialize the disk. I'm doing initializing the disk. I'm initializing as a MBR. Remember, I'm initializing this one as a MBR. Now, can you see it is initialized as a MBR? You can see convert into GPT in a dark mode. So, like a clearly. Why? Because no partitions are made. Okay, it is MBR disk. To want to confirm, that is again go to DISKPART, list disk. So it is a MBR disk, not given like this, right? So now following, guys, I can show you in PowerShell also. Okay, here I will expand first. Get disk. So you can clearly able to see from here. This is initialized as a MBR. The disk 0 initialized as a GPT. The disk 1 initialized as a MBR. So this is the partition style. You can see MBR or a GPT kind of stuff. whatsoever it is, we got a certain details. Even here also we have a certain details. We'll take it from. No, we can't copy paste that. Okay, so this is MBR and this is GPT kind of concept. Okay, how to check whether it is MBR or GPT, that is we know now. Okay, next how to create this partition sender, we'll see that one. Okay, so this is 20 GB unallocated, guys. Right click, new simple volume, and it is welcome to new simple volume. Next, it's a 20 GB disk. I want to create a some 4 GB 4096, 4 GB 4096, 4 into 1024. Okay, so it is a NTFS file system. I am selecting NTFS file system. Okay, so this is my 4 GB partition. Yeah, of course you can see this is my 4 GB partition, so I can able to store data inside. Still I have a 16 GB, one primary completed, and I'm creating 2048 is a 2 GB partition I'm creating. So 2 partitions created. Very good. It is also primary. I'm creating another 2048 partition. Break laser. So 3 primary completed. So I'm creating 4th primary. 2048. Okay. 4, 2, 2. So 3 primaries are completed. Can you see the how 4th one is showing? The thick green border means extended partition. The light green means free space. This is a light blue represent logical drive. So in this one, 3 primary completed. The 4th one is logical drive in the extended partition. And of course, I'm creating another one. So I have 10 GB 2048. So another 2 GB partition I'm creating. So this is, let's see this. Right. See, 3 primary completed. We can create a number of logical drives. Okay. So as long as the logical drives we can create it. Guys, do you understand? So how I'm creating these partitions?
Sure.
That's not the point. No. This is the one I want to take a screenshot. Why I am getting an extended partition here? Because of GPT. MBR. It should be bigger.
Sir,
Tell me.
sir, 3 primary partition is fixed or what? Not more than that.
Not more than that. Automatically, fourth one become logical drive in the extended partition from
This
Windows.
is in case of MBR.
MBR, right?
Oh.
Right, exactly. So this is because of this is MBR. This is also MBR.
MBR.
This is GPT. You can see multiple partitions.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the main difference between MBR and GPT. This is how you can able to create a partition. So here what I'm trying to do is I'm going to delete these partitions. I'm deleting this volume. I'm deleting this volume. Now I'm deleting this. This is also I've deleted. Okay, you cannot convert while partitions are there. You can't convert into GPT. Okay, so you have to delete all the partitions, or you can go to DISKPART. Then you have to use the command called clean. But that is very dangerous, guys. DISKPART command is very dangerous because it's a command. If you do mistake, it is a big mistake. And don't do it on your physical machines. If you know how to create a virtual machine, and you can practice in virtual machine also, no problem. Okay, but don't do it anything on your physical machine until unless you are sure about it. Okay, I told something but you learn something, okay, and you try something, and if it is having some problem, I cannot take any risk. Okay, so like that, I know it, that's why I'm doing in my limits only. Okay, so guys, it is appear now convert into GPT. Now it is a GPT disk. You want to check with this command, what happened to this. It is now I converted into GPT. Now it is a GPT. Okay, so I'm creating again partitions. Okay, so maybe 2048 2GB partition. I'm creating only 1GB partition. So 3 completed, right? So it is not showing primary, it is showing basic data partition. It shows basic data partition. I'm creating 512 MB partition also. 1, 2, 3, 4. See, still I can able to create different size of partitions. Okay, of course, we cannot test a very big size. See this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, still I have a thing. So we don't have any extended partitions and stuff. Guys, do you understand this part?
Yes, sir.
The basic it is
Our new laptop, so there is only one disk, so we can
you tell me.
so we can create this partition from manage.
Yes, I am creating this part from disk management only. I'm doing this. This is GPT type. So I created one primary, another primary, another primary, another primary, another primary. Still I have a space. Okay, I created small one. That's why I have a space like 1, 2, 3, more than 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 also I can create it. Now extended partition is created. See, no logical drives. All are showing basic data partition. It's like a same blue color it is showing here also. This primary partition type. Okay. So two more points, guys. I told about how to create a partition, creating a simple volume and deleting volume also I told. But I will tell you about a shrink and a extended volumes in this one only. Normally I will choose H drive, but I will do it on this one only.
Sir,
Yeah, tell me.
which partition contains the only GPT record?
No, no partition contains GPT record on the hard disk. Separately it will store
Oh.
on the first track or last track.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, in a hard disk that it won't show on any partitions.
Okay.
Okay, guys, I have a 1 GB volume here. I want to increase this 1 GB. I want to increase this 1 GB. Okay, so what I have to do, this is unallocated space. I want to add some space from here to here. I have almost 14.48. So I want to add some 2 GB to it. To 1 GB, I'm adding 2 GB. Okay, so that is called extend volume, not extended volume. It is extend volume. In this 1 GB volume, extend. Next, I want to add a 2 GB only, 2048 MB. Now what is it is showing now? 3 GB. Okay.
Sir,
For example,
my computer.
what it is?
Is it virtual or we can see this in my computer means?
You can see it on my computer. Hard disk is virtual hard disk only, but you can see this is M drive. Hard disk is virtual hard disk. I didn't try on my. I didn't showing to you on my physical image. Okay. So this is 3 GB M drive.
Yes, sir, got it.
This hard disk is virtual hard disk I inserted, where it is stored in my H drive. So this is the virtual hard disk, what I'm showing to you. Okay. Earlier days, if you check old classes, so I will try on H drive. So first of all, I shrink the volume on H drive, then I will create a partition in it. Okay. So this is what I'm trying to show is extending volume. And of course, I will show you shrink volume on H drive. So that is again, we need a calculation. For that one, we need a more calculation part. Guys, I have a hard disk. This hard disk is actually MBR type. means 3 primary kind of stuff. This is 200. This is 200. Remaining is 531. This total H drive it is. Total size of disk is 531. 531. Okay. This is my H drive. Properties. You can see it's a 531 total. But I have a free space of 67.1 GB free space. Sorry, 87. Sorry. Mind is today. 87.1 GB free space. Means there is a free space in my disk. Now I want to shrink this volume because of I want a 40 GB separate drive. Understand? From this H drive only, I'm shrinking 40 GB out of it because I have a 87.1 GB free space. So I will take 40 GB as a separate drive. So what I have to do? I have to shrink the volume. Shrink the volume. So for example, guys, you got a new laptop from office, and of course you should not do any participation. You brought a new laptop, you purchase new laptop or new desktop. What the guy will do? So he will install operating system. It came with operating system. Entire C drive operating system. It is entire hard disk is C drive and D drive. C drive contains an operating system. D drive contains some supporting files related. That is very small value. Even for my hard disk also it is happened. So what I have done, I split my C drive. I have a more free space is there, around 200, 300 GB free space is there. I split my C drive and keep it as a separate drives. Okay, so like that I have done. See, this is C drive and I split a F drive from it. Okay, afterwards, how to do it? So this is my H drive, shrink volume. H drive, shrink volume. I have a total 531 GB total volume size it is. In 87.1 GB free space, out of 87.1, I am taking only 40 GB separately. So I'm going to shrink volume. Right click on H drive, shrink volume, because these volumes are very small in size. Shrink volume up to 89146 MB you can shrink it, but I am taking only 40 GB. 4096 is a 4 GB. I need a 40 GB. Okay, like this. So remaining is this much. Remaining disk space is like this. This is total disk space. This is remaining disk space, and this is the volume we are going to lose. Okay, so I have got a 40 GB from this H drive. When you take a 40 GB from H drive, so what will happen? 40 GB separated means it is 491 GB. This volume size become H drive become 491 GB because 40 GB is separated, and the free volume is also separated. The 47.1 is free space is available. Series H drive, refresh properties. See 491 GB. Earlier it is 531 GB. 87.1 GB free space. Earlier it is 87.1. Now it is 47.1. Okay, guys, this is called a shrink volume. In the shrinked volume, this is my physical hard disk only. Okay, not virtual hard disk. In shrinked volume, you can create another volume. So I'm creating new simple volume. Okay, so just I'm creating a 10 GB 201024 10 GB volume I'm creating, but it is a MBR, 3 primary completed. Fourth one is logical drive. automatically. So it is 1, 2, 3 completed. The fourth one is automatically a logical drive in the extended volume. So you can see 30 GB free space, 10 GB logical drive is created. Okay. Okay, guys, understand how to shrink a volume and MBR and GPT concept, how to create a volume.
Sir,
So
after yeah, only it's separated from the drive, or it's created a new volume there.
I created new volume. One is 10 GB, another is 4 GB.
So we can see that in PC now.
See this?
Yes.
So 10 GB I created. 10 GB volume it is. And this is 4 GB volume I created. You can store data in it.
Sir, if we don't want this drive now, so what we have to do?
Yeah, delete it.
So simply it will restore, right?
Yeah, it will. I will show you that. Very good. If you have a data in it, in these drives, if you have a data, you have to copy the data into separate. Okay. So because if you delete a drive, data will be lost. So first thing is move the data. Step one. Second is if you don't want drive now, so just simply delete the volume. Okay. So when I deleted 4 GB, it is added to 30 GB free. Now I'm deleting 10 GB. So now it is 40 GB free. Now I'm deleting this extended volume. I'm deleting this total extended volume. Now it is unallocated. Now I want to add this 40 to the H drive. How to do it? H drive, right click, extend volume, extend volume. Then either you want to add entire 40 GB or some of it. I want to add entire thing. So now it is my H drive, no other partitions. You can check it, refresh. That volumes are gone now. Where is my H drive? Go to properties of H drive. 531 is back. 87.1 is free space is back now. Okay, like this, you can able to. Guys, practice. If you want to practice only on a virtual machine kind of stuff. I have added a virtual hard disk. I'm removing that one also. See, this is what I'm trying to say. So this is MBR and GPT. You can create multiple partitions. In MBR, this is extended. This is logical drives. Primary, 3 primaries completed. Okay. In this one, you can create multiple, no problem. Okay. So you can understand the differences between both the things. And you should understand what is shrinking volume, deleting volume. These are all I have told how to do it in practically also, but you have to practice in separately. Okay. MBR GPT completed. Partitioning completed. Last one is very simple, file system. Different type of file systems are there, because once you create a partition, guys, you have to store data. Why we are creating a partition? To store some data, right? So you have to store some data, means it need a file system. For example, you take a pen drive, take one pen drive, and you want to store a data in it. So compulsory you have to define a file system. Okay. To store a data in a drive, you need a file system. Okay. File system tells how to store data in the device or a drive. We can say drive. C drive, D drive. How to store a data. How to allocate a data. Data in that drive. Guys, in Windows, the most popular file system is FAT and NTFS. File allocation table, NTFS, new technology file system. New technology file system. Okay. FAT having a 2-3 kind of stuff. FAT 12 or 16, FAT 32 kind of stuff. This FAT 12 support only 4 GB drive. Okay. FAT 32 support up to 32 GB partition. Okay. NTFS support more than 2 terabyte. Okay. In certain textbooks, it is telling maximum of 18 EB. Maximum of 18 EB. Okay. So maximum of 18 EB. Compared to FAT, NTFS giving certain features. Maybe new versions changes, the support size is also maybe changes. Compared to FAT, NTFS having certain features, guys. Security, encryption, compression, quota, and indexing. Security means security. For example, I have a file. Okay, think like this. I have a file. On my file, for example, you take properties of the file. Can you see security? What is this security? Which user can able to access this file? Which user is allowed to read the file? Which user is, which group of users are allowed to read the file? Which user is can able to write in the file? So I can define it. Okay. Or which user is denied to write or denied to read it? Means for a user or a group, you can give a permission, read write permissions, allow or deny permissions in the security. Okay, you can secure your files or applications by accessing by other users. Okay, you can allow or deny accessing your files mainly or services. Okay. Encryption. Encryption, data is encrypted with a certain key. Key is there. Data is encrypted, so then no one can able to read the data until unless they have a key. So you need a key to read the content of what is the content in the data. So data encryption is you can do in a NTFS. Compression. So data is lot of data in your drive. The data is more data. Now you need a more space, so you can compress the data. So you need a more space in the disk. You can compress the data. Disk quota. So what is this disk quota? So I have a, for example, there is a big hard disk is there. So there is a hard disk is there. For example, this is a 200 GB hard disk is there. Users will keep storing a data. You know, when we are kids, like it's when we are younger and we have a elder sister, elder brother, something is there. Now what will happen? So younger brothers usually what they will do, they will collect the data. Now everything is online, everything is OTT kind of stuff. Earlier days we keep downloading. Okay, we collect data from friends, movies, kind of stuff. We keep putting into the drive. The drive is become occupied with all unnecessary by other users. So I can create a quota. I create a quota. This particular user can store only 20 GB in this 200 GB hard disk. In the 200 GB drive, only user can store 20 GB only. So it is quota. So user 2 will get guarantee 20 GB. In both ways, you see, the user will get guarantee 20 GB out of 200 GB plus he can store maximum data up to 20 GB. That is called a quota. Indexing. Index the data. So then when you want to search something about a file, some file you want to search it about a networking related file I want to do. Okay, networking basics. Okay, so I want to search about a recent files or a kind of stuff. I can easily find it from my PC itself. And even from here you will getting a smart search here. So you want to search for a certain file, we can easily getting fetching that file. Okay, so how it is possible? Because of it is indexing. Okay, so these are the NTFS and FAT differences, guys. FAT does not support big file sizes. FAT does not support partition sizes more than 32 GB in a FAT32. Okay, then there is a new new file system came that is called exFAT. Guys, FAT is a universal file formats. Means NTFS mostly Windows based support. Not by others don't understand NTFS possibility. Other operating system may not understand your NTFS file system. So what happened? So if I have a memory card, the memory card should be format with FAT only, because your mobile phone don't understand your memory card. Your music drives may not understand your memory card because of different file format, file system. So you have to give it with a FAT32. In olden days, the memory cards are 32 MB, 128 MB, MBs, not GBs, I'm telling you, MBs. Okay, then 1 GB, 2 GB, 4 GB, 8 GB, 16 GB, 32 GB. That's like that. Now it is 64, 128, 256, 512, 1 terabyte, 2 terabyte of memory cards we are getting. Up to 2 terabyte is available in the market. But your FAT support up to 32 GB and it cannot store, we cannot store big size files, means 4 GB files, 3 GB files, 2 GB files, that much big size files we cannot able to store in FAT. So We got the exFAT that is mainly for SD cards. If the SD card is more than 32 GB also, no problem. If you buy a new mobile phone and you are inserting very new memory card, it will ask for a format first. So you have to format. So once you format, it is initialized as a exFAT. Another type of file system is REFS, resilient file system. Resilient file system use ERC to prevent data from corruption and error checking. What is use of CRC? Error checking. So it makes sure that data is read and write, that time data may corrupted. So your CRC will keep the data alive and as well as means not to corrupt it completely, or maybe it prevent the data from corruption and error checking is possible. Unix, Linux kind of operating system use EXT, EXT2, EXT3, EXT4, XFS file systems. You share a data through network, so that is another file system is there. NFS, network file system, CAFS, common internet file system, that is a Samba type. DVD is also using a file system called a universal disk format. CD also having their own file system to store a data. Okay. We use a word called format. What is this format word? What is the format? Normally we think format means clean up your system, clean up the drive, remove everything. For deleting every data, we use a format. You can use delete also. Why we are using format? Format meaning is it defines or redefines to define a redefined file system. What is user format? Or what is the format? Format is define or redefine the system. You connect a pen drive and you want to format into what? This NTFS file system or FAT file system. In the process of format, you may lost the data. You may lost it. Olden days, so FAT file system is there. When you want to convert from FAT to NTFS without losing data, also we can do format using command prompt. Using command prompt, we can do format without losing data from FAT to NTFS. Okay. So format does not mean clean up the data. Format meaning is define or redefine the file system. What is a file system? File system will tell us how to store or allocate data in the device or a drive. So in Windows, popularly FAT and NTFS. Mainly now we are using what file system we are using? NTFS file system only. Up to here. Okay, take a break, guys. Take a 10 minutes of break, and we will discuss about a booting, system booting, or operating system is better.
Okay, sir.
We will see which one is better.
Up to 12:30.
Yeah, 12:30. 12:30 is good.